Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and more through this channel. I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be following on from the previous video where we look at MMTLP and the new huge lawsuit against Tradestation. And this time we're going to be focusing on the Rico case, triple damages, which could mean $120 per share and also could mean $150 per share for this particular action. And we're also going to be looking at the weekly watch list review, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So the first headline here from the Wall Street Journal, we can see global stocks are rising as investors wait inflation data. So there is some inflation data due in this week. So on Friday we're expecting core PCE inflation, and I think another big one on Thursday will be the jobless claim, so we will be keeping an eye on that. Another huge week for earnings. We have significant stocks such as Salesforce, Costco, Dell, amongst many others due this week. And finally, I'd like to give a shout out here to Kristen, who's posted with regard to South Korea. We know South Korea are trying to tackle the problem of short selling, and the article shared here by Reuters is stating that South Korea's system are using a system to detect short selling to be ready for the first quarter of 2025. So as far as I'm concerned, I think this is great news, and I think a similar system in the UK and the USA needs to be introduced as soon as possible. In the previous video, we did an overview of the lawsuit against Tradestation and also FINRA, as well as John Doe defendants, and this was brought by Intercoastal Waterways LLC. So go ahead and check the previous video out. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the RICO aspect of this. So if we have a look at the image shared under section 62, we can see here in this lawsuit, it states that the Doe defendants are a RICO association, in fact, a third party of broker dealers. So basically, a RICO is a very, very significant and strong allegation, and it's stating here that they are separate from Tradestation, which constitutes a RICO enterprise with the meaning of 895.02. So in the diagram here, we can see here in green, FINRA is overseeing the securities purchases sold. FINRA's U3 halt happened for MMTLP. Then in green, we have Tradestation on the left. We have the Doe defendants. Obviously, we have lending of MMTLP shares. We have removal of shares that would never return. We have compensation paid allegedly. We have the open market. We have the plaintiff in question here. But now, if we have a look at in terms of the RICO enterprise under section 1, we can see the RICO enterprise and Tradestation's RICO predicate acts. So under section 61 here in the lawsuit, it states here the RICO enterprise is an ongoing association, in fact consisting of Tradestation, which is an entity, and also the Doe defendants, which are going to be multiple I'm presuming hedge funds with apparent relationships as depicted in the diagram that we have just seen. And in this diagram we can see here, this starts at obviously the 1st of October 2022 and is complete up till the 31st of March 2024 with a focus on Tradestation. So let's have a look at the RICO calculation according to Marcos, and what he states here is FINRA plus the SEC plus exchange OTC plus market makers plus brokers equals RICO. So that's according to Marcos, and what we can see here from Meta News, referring to the lawsuit that we are just focusing on now, Meta News have stated that counterfeit shares plus RICO and the lawsuit against the broker and FINRA as a nominal defendant. So the lawsuit is citing violation of section 895.03 and this is under Florida Racketeer, Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, and many more violations in the lawsuit. So hopefully it will be a good win. So in terms of RICO laws, I'm going to share with you a video shortly, but there's 4 key areas I'd like to focus on under RICO laws. These were originally started federally and focused on the mafia. States adopted similar laws and they focused on organized crime. So that's the allegation here, and it's a huge allegation. And what we're also looking for is proof that the group is committing a pattern of crime. So certainly does seem to fit the bill.
By the way, something Young Thug is facing is a RICO charge. This stands for Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organization. So it started out as a federal law, mainly targeting the mafia, but now almost all states, including right here in Georgia, have adopted similar state RICO laws. It's going to focus on organized crime and only requires a state to prove that some people in that group committed a pattern of crimes or other crimes.
So if we go back to the lawsuit, what I'd now like to focus on is section 64 and 65. So the focus here on 64 is with regard to the Doe defendants, and it states here they had a common purpose of seeking to illegally short and sell MMTLP shares for profit, borrowing both legitimate and then selling counterfeit MMTLP shares and selling MMTLP shares on the open market to open short positions. After the U3 halt, what's basically happened is repurchasing and returning any borrowed legitimate and counterfeit shares to cover any outstanding short positions became impossible. So this is something we all know, allowing the Doe defendants to retain all illicit profits. What I would add on to that is not only keep all and retain all illicit profits, but I would also add on there is avoid payment of tax. And then under 65 it states here, prior to December the 14th 2022, Tradestation fraudulently and intentionally loaned the amount of MMTLP shares to the Doe defendants in excess of the amount of fully paid shares Tradestation held on record in its client's account. So the allegation here is linked to this share count that was brought by the MMTLP community. We can see here that the verified shares in terms of Tradestation here, we can see here is 237,927, and obviously this was something that we did as a community and was identified as significant proof of an imbalance. So let's finish off by having a look at the final part of the lawsuit in terms of the prayer for relief, and covered in the section C is the section which is triple damages, which will also come from RICO. And what we can see according to AK Dallas is states here, how much are your shares worth before we get to 3 times RICO, and FINRA is obviously suggesting meme stock, short squeezes, etc. But obviously if you triple damages, and then in this lawsuit, going back to the lawsuit, the ask was $40, so that becomes $120. The other ask was $50, and that would become $150. And the reason why this was obviously identified in this lawsuit is one of the questions that was asked in the Discord. So I'm going to share that with you now. I'd like to share with you an interesting question shared in the Discord, and this was with regard to the previous video. And the question here is, may have misunderstood what they are asking for, but why would Mark's team only ask for the small amount of $90 per share, and why not $500 or $1,000 per share? It's not based on greed, it's based on justice, and if the shorts had 0 options but to close, so $500 and $1,000 per share may have been light. So first of all, as far as I'm concerned, I do agree with that. However, what I've stated here is that in the lawsuit they are asking for $40 and $50 per share. Obviously that's without the triple damages per share, and because basically as far as the court is going to deal with this, the court is going to ask for documentary evidence that the figure was a possibility or is a figure that you actually tried to use. So for example, if there were screenshots to say I wanted to sell at $200 or $500, those sell orders could have also been used. However, in this particular case, remember the $40 and the $50 become $120, $150, but we also have screenshots that have been used in the attached evidence, also covered in the previous video, to prove to the judge that this is what the plaintiff was looking to sell for, and this is also a significant loss for that plaintiff. So as far as the case is concerned, that is basically the reason why I think they are using that, because it's going to address the judge's concern about having written evidence. So we could all say give us $1,000 per share, but what a judge is going to say, based on what, show me something, I want to see something in writing. But in this case they will have that, but they will have it for $40 and $50. So overall I think it is a good strategy for now. It does it is with the intention of making it harder for the judge to refuse, and if there is victory in this, and I think then obviously we will have a floodgate. Finally, let's finish off by having a quick review of the previous week's weekly watch list. Some of the stocks that we called and we're looking at included BNED, that was up 43% on the week, but there was also a great opportunity to get a return of 300%, so always good to take profits and protect profits where you can. Nvidia was another call that we had in the Discord with the prediction that it would beat earnings quite significantly, and it did. So a good opportunity there to get in a return approximately 13.5% just on the previous week. Duo was another call that was up 37% Monday to Tuesday after Monday's dip, and then it was up overall 8% on the week. So it's always good to try and catch the stocks as they dip and try not to buy them on a high or chase a stock. So OBIO, that was up 1.2% on the week and also up 4% on the Friday, so a good finish to the week. NAT closed level. CPNG, that was down 2.1% on the week, so not all calls are successful, but in the current week of trading, so I'm going to share with you 3 stocks that we are looking at. The first one, I'm calling out Dell, currently in great momentum. We're expecting earnings, hopefully a strong beat, so that's another one that we will be watching. MRVL, another one I'm expecting to have a significant earnings beat and recently showing good reversal in momentum upwards. And a bio stock that we're watching with the PDUFA date expected early June. So the actual specific date has also been shared in the Discord. That's ticker symbol GNFT. So if you would like to get more details of stocks such as these, as well as our daily stock alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.